Welcome back to the Black Basterd Video Podcast. It's your host, Max Road, the video hunting shark, rewinding those tapes, checking out those trailers, and getting rid of those videos we no longer want nor need. We are still knee-deep in Laserdisc, working our way through from A to Z. Where are we now? We're somewhere between heaven and hell. Don't stack your Laserdisc. Mothers, don't let your sons grow up to be cowboys. And LD collectors, don't stack your Laserdisc. Don't be like me. Little sister, don't do what your big sister done. We got Max Road. No, we have Mad Max. If you're wondering where I got my name, Max Road, it's from Mad Max, Road Warrior. Mad Max Road Warrior. So I took out the Mad. I took out the Warrior. But I kept the Max Road. That's something you weren't wondering. You know, I hear when people do that. When they go, I bet you're wondering where. No. Either I'm brain dead or I don't care. But I wasn't wondering anything that you were thinking I was wondering. We got Married to the Mob. You know, there's some movies that can just be like, all right, there's some movies that are 80s and they transcend the decade. And they're just timeless, right? Then there's just some 80s movies that are just too 80s. And you're like, get me the hell out of the 1980s. This place is giving me a headache. This is one of them. I initially started collecting VHS tapes. My first VHS tape, I had to think for a second if I still have it. I do still have it. Allow me a moment to step off the screen and I will get my first VHS tape. Where'd you go? We came to watch Max Road, not Black Basterd Video. Screensaver. I'm back. This right here is my first VHS tape. Now, I didn't really know. One, I didn't know what I was getting into, but I'll tell you what was going through my head at the time. I've always been into alternate editions and extra footage, what have you, I don't know, right? Director's cuts. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, that might be the unrated version of RoboCop. You know, like, I knew that there was alternate releases, or I knew in the VHS world that things were possibly more raw than what we've been getting on streaming. So I was just like, maybe this is the more bloodier version of RoboCop. It's not. It's RoboCop. The packaging got me, and the price got me. You know, I'm no rich man, okay? And at the time, Blu-rays were kicking butt, and here comes the 4Ks, and I was just like, I'm not getting into that world because they'll get me, they'll swallow me whole. You know, every time I get paid, I'll be dropping at least $200 on 4K releases, and then I wisely said, you know what, I'm going to go in the other direction and get the cheapest physical media I can find, and that was VHS. That was back in the year 2018. And now since, yeah, I believe at the time when I was collecting in 2018, prices were like the VHS craze was just beginning, and I didn't even know it. I was stepping into the world just not influenced by others. You know, of course, I mean, I'm not going to name the guy who possibly influenced me to collect. He didn't influence me. He just, he made me envious. He made me envious of what he had going. And I was like, that seems like an uphill battle going from nothing to a lot. And I was like, I'll never take that on. But eventually, yeah. You know, I found a lot of success in my first year. And some of those tapes, I'm lucky I still have this RoboCop, because some of those year 1 to year 2 tapes are no longer with me. Frankenhooker being one of them. The Clamshell Army of Darkness being another. And many more that it's best that I don't remember. I was nearly complete on Friday the 13th series. And I sold them. I'm not really tripping about those because those tapes, they just circulate through the VHS world, man. Those tapes just bounce around. They change hands a lot, and they have a lot of energy on them. The ultimate goal, which will never happen, is to get every single Friday the 13th sealed. We could, never know. But yeah, this is the first tape. Why did you bring that up? Why did you bring up the first tape? I'll tell you why. Because I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I first got into collecting tapes. Just like when I lost my virginity, I just went in raw. The Magic Flute. Now, if I bought it, I watched it. I watched it for the weirddom. The more weirder, the better. And because I thought that's what VHS collecting was about, like enduring and sitting through things that are frankly pretty whack. And I saw this cover to this movie, and I was like, oh, that must be good. The Magic Flute. Ingmar Bergman's The Magic Flute. It starts off with a bunch of people in a theater. Not a movie theater, but like, you know, theater. The Othello theater type stuff, right? I'm watching a play. I ended up finding the Laserdisc. Now, I didn't like this VHS tape. I was like, this sucks. I ended up finding the Laserdisc. And I was like, you know what? I'll get it. I'll get a laser disc to a movie I didn't have a good time watching. Now here is a movie that I have a great time watching. That's Major League. A lot of these laser discs and VHS tapes, I cannot recall when and where I found them. We're nearly a decade of collecting. Hey, looks like I jumped the gun, buddy, okay? You got 3 years before it's a decade. You're still a pup in the game. You're a 7-year-old. That's what you are. You're like these kids on this movie I'm watching. It's my summer kickoff movie. Meatballs. Now, I didn't realize that until just now that the movie starts off on June 25th. It is not June 25th. It's May 23rd. It's not even summer yet. But it is Memorial Day weekend. So, that's summer eat enough. So yeah, Major League. I got this from Salvation Army in West Oakland, California. It's a good summer movie. I don't know why I'm keeping this. I freaking hate these. Man's best friend. The laser disc looks gorgeous, by the way. Not just the cover art, but the LD itself. If you remember, this is the movie that Mr. Jones, the dog catcher, Craig's dad, on Friday when he's in bed, he's watching this movie right here. We got a young Scarjo. We got a young Scarjo and a young nobody. Scarjo was a supporting hoe. Supporting 304, excuse me. The 304 of the two 304s, the major 304 is right here. She was a supporter. That's why Scarjo went on to great things. Because he was just a supporter. You know, like Haktua Girl? Haktua Girl is hot for one moment, but her friend that was egging her on, she's going to be alright. She's going to be far more successful than Haktua. You don't never, amongst the friends, you don't want to be the wildest. You don't want to be the wildest. You know? It's not good to be the boss. Boss gets whacked. Underboss goes on and learns from the boss's mistakes. This is Manny and Low. That's why I said, what did I say, Scarlo? This is Manny and Low. Scarjo plays Low. This movie's kind of unbearable. It's one of those Julia Roberts starting to rise. You know, this is, I believe, after Pretty Woman and after, what's the other claim to fame? Sleeping with the Enemy. It's after that, you know. What's it about? It's a powerful retelling of the Jekyll and Hyde story. We got the mask. We got the mask. I believe I paid up for this. When I mean paid up, I mean I went my green zone, right? Free to $1. Yellow Zone is $1.25 all the way up to $4.99. Red Zone is $5 and up, and I believe this was above $5. Had to do it though. Didn't have to do it. It's the same movie. There's maybe a deleted scene, but I think I really dug it because of the cover art. Thought that was really cool. Put the mask on. Turn it to the mask. You know what's the trip about the mask? Is it's a generic name. Like, you think Jim Carrey, Stanley Ipkiss, when he puts the mask on, he's the mask. No, he's not. He's Stanley Ipkiss wearing the mask. Because anybody can wear the mask, including a dog. You don't even have to be human to wear the mask. So the mask is a superhero or whatever. Dorian wears the mask. Does that mean that he's the mask? A great back-to-back Bang Bang would be Matinee. You're going to start with Matinee, right? And go into Popcorn. It's so cool because Matinee has the Mant and Popcorn has the Mantis as far as the movie they're watching. So perfect double feature. And it's good because this takes place in the era, like when they're refurbishing the theater, they're refurbishing a theater from this era. Now, the trip is this movie came out after Popcorn. So in my world, this is a prequel to Popcorn. I have no affinity to this movie whatsoever. I don't like any of the characters. I don't like any of the actors in the movie. I don't like Matilda. I don't like Danny DeVito. And I don't like Danny DeVito's wife. His movie wife. Forget her name. Rhea Perlman. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not afraid. I don't want to say afraid. I'm apprehensive on giving my opinion. Saying what I like and I don't like. It's like, because these actors are such a staple in Hollywood and pop culture that if you say that, oh, I never felt this actor, I could have done without that, you get labeled a hater. Good flick.
This looks like a silver record. But it's not a silver record, it's a laser disc. There's a movie on there.
All right, I told you that I don't get my laser disc off of offline. I just don't do it. But sometimes I just can't wait. So I got Menace to Society in the field. But then I found out there was a Criterion release of Menace to Society. Sorry if I'm talking slow and measured because I'm just waking up. And Black Basterd video coffee ain't hitting yet. Yeah, so I found out there was a Criterion release of Menace. I was like, I gotta do it. But you know how I found out is through Craigslist. I'm in San Francisco. The lady, I didn't know if I wanted to say Laserdisc or LD. The lady The lady was down. That's what I'm gonna start calling Laserdisc ladies. The lady was down in San Jose, which is a solid hour from me by vehicle. And the guy had it for sale. I tried to make contact with him or her, and no success. Do you get notifications on your phone when you get an email? I don't. I don't even know how to make that happen. All I know is I've missed on plenty of Craigslist responses because I end up checking my I end up checking my email. I'm also watching Meatballs. Okay, this is my first Meatball watch of the year. I watch it every year at the start of summer. I want to watch it on June 25th as it's meant to, but sorry if I'm distracted. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. I missed on plenty of emails because I end up checking them days later. Like recently, I've been trying to get this Betamax player, and the guy responded on the 18th of May. I didn't check it until the 20th of May, and I hit him back. He hasn't hit me back. So yeah, man, I couldn't wait. I was like, man, I'm going online on eBay, and I'm going to get that Criterion Menace. Why? Because of the cover. It's so raw. That is raw. We know what comes after this. Hey, if a picture could talk, I mean, they say you can't hear pictures. Are you kidding me? You can hear this entire scene. The image is striking. It's a gatefold too. That's South Central right there, right? That's where they're from, right? South Central? No, that's Watts. Is Watts South Central? Excuse me, I don't know nothing. So you guys see the images they chose to put on. If you're like me, you've seen this movie multiple times, countless times. So you can just hear these scenes. Mean Streets. Is there a better release of Mean Streets? Because I really do not like this. Guilty pleasure right here. So you really want to dance with me? Be your own little nasty girl. Nasty world. One of those movies I just got because of the title. God. I'm watching this movie, man, as I watch this movie every year. And every time I'm like, these people are so corny. Like the entire movie is just very cheesy. It's got that late 70s, early 80s. I don't even know when this movie came out. Late 70s. Like, the comedy is just lame. But it's still relatable. Like, it's still the same crap that goes on to this day. I'll never watch this movie again. I'm not saying it's bad. I've seen it. I've been watching that movie since the 1990s. It's like, I'll never watch it again. I'll never watch this movie again. Why is it in your collection? It's like, I don't know. Gotta have it. This is cool. Background vibes. I got a few of these. Like studio release laserdiscs that just show you clips from movies. I believe that this is a more sought after Metropolis because of the score. It's got a real synth rock vibe. Who did the soundtrack? Oh, Pat Benatar, Freddie Mercury of Queen, Loverboy, Adam Ant, and more. So I got this, right? And I could have had another Laserdisc, The Prodigal Son. And I just kept going back and passing on it. The price was too high. And I'm not a huge Miami Vice fan. I mean, I was a huge Miami Vice fan in the 1980s upon its first release. Me and my family, we were Miami Vice addicts, right? That's one thing that me and my mother haven't, like, a bond with. Like, I veered away from gangster, like, TV and films, but my mother still watches, like, she watched, I think she's watched Raising Cain. She's seen, what's the other one? Like 50 Cent Show. I don't know. She's watched it all, man. The BMF story. She's seen all that shit. You know what's weird is my mom's listening to, like, rap. I was like, oh, your mom listens to rap? Who doesn't listen to rap? Like, nah. My mother used to, not me, because I'm a guy, but she used to rip my sister's head off for being into, she wasn't into raunchy music. My sister used to listen to Two Live Crew and Too Short back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s. My sister was one of those. You know, I ain't going to go into it, but you already know. And that terrified my mom that she raised a girl that turned into that. All right. But when it came to me, my mother did not mind anything I watched or listened to. That was a total double standard. Why do I bring this up? Oh yeah, my mom listened to, like, rap now. Like, it's so, essentially it's hypocritical. That's what it feels like. But I understand what she was doing. Like, she didn't want her daughter, this is not a laser disc, this is a vinyl. Pretty cool. She didn't want her daughter listening to it turn into a you know? Alec Baldwin with a gun. My mom's a hip mom. She always has been. I was gonna take the plastic off of this, but it's from Video Room, from Oakland. It's a record store that shut down. How you gonna like maintain a record store? No, say a record store, a video rental store. How you gonna maintain a video rental store in the? I mean, this thing closed in 2023, 24. You know how the heck he survived that long? But yeah, when I found out through Craigslist he was selling off his LDs, I got at least 20 out of them, and this is one of them. Mira, baby. Mira Sorvino. Do I need to say it? Yeah, it's really scumbag when I say that. I'm gonna stop saying that, man. It's not good to talk like that. Like what? You know, calling her a hot piece of ish. Even the way I say it, I say it like it's trying to sound like a mafioso. Sound like what's his name? Sound like Tony Soprano, you know? She's a hot piece of ish.
At summer camp, we're surrounded by nature and taught self-defense by Bill Murray. He's the greatest counselor a guy could have.
Do it! This is the proudest moment in North Star history!
I gotta get him!
Bill Murray, Meatballs, rated PG.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And if you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper.
Sunshine from your point of view. Quarter pounder, rise to go as fast as we can. You're the reason we do it. No, nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Do I have to take this whole thing off to show you the gatefold? To show you this masterpiece of a gatefold? And look it up. It's a really cool gatefold, okay? Come on, dude, show us the gatefold. Take off the plastic. I don't feel like it. Dude, I got things to do today, and I am so exhausted. I probably shouldn't even film the podcast. Yeah, you have an attitude right now. I don't like it. You're here to entertain us, not complain about how tired you are. You Moby Dick. Why are you so tired? Because money talks and bullshit walks. You know, like, why I'm tired? It's because I changed my pattern up. I was off at 3:30 yesterday, was home by 4:45, and I've been chilling since. And since I've been chilling since, my brain is in a relaxed state of mind. You know, that's why I like just keep moving, because the moment you stop, the moment you sit down, you don't want to get back up. I haven't been sick in 2 years because of that. And halfway through winter, I stopped wearing a jacket. I'd go outside with a t-shirt on. Cold as hell outside. And I just weather it. I was toughening myself. And I didn't get sick not one time. It also helps that I don't smoke anything. I don't drink. And I don't eat fast food. That helps a lot. Great flick. back in high school when I was stoned out of my mind, we did a play, and I was really not supposed to be in the play. I was, what do you call it? Stage crew, meaning lights and getting letters and stuff, you know, like drawing curtains and stuff. I mean, I wasn't it. But they asked me to stand in because somebody chickened out. And they're like, hey, can you stand in for this scene? And I was like, I don't know the lines. What do you mean? And this is like the beginning of me, like, not snapping on people and just like being pushed along rather than saying, no, I'm good. I'm not doing that. She hit me with an ultimatum. Miss Granary. She goes, you either go on stage or I'm giving you a fail. I'm going to fail you. You're going to fail me? You're going to fail me because I'm not going to get on stage to do Monty Python and the Holy Grail? I don't know one word to this. I don't know anything that's going on. I'm stoned. Me and Mike got high before this. Like, I'm thinking I'm just going to get some lights and stuff. Went on stage in front of the whole school, stoned out of my mind, embarrassing the hell out of myself. Embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I mean, in high school, dude, like, I could have been one way and I was another. But I think that's a lot of us, you know. I really thank God I wasn't I was known. I wasn't like unknown, okay? I was popular. But then I gave up that, like, I gave up that mantle and I was like, yo, I don't want to be popular. And I strived to be popular when I was a kid. From the year 1989, 90, all the way through until probably 1990 to 1994. Those are the years that was my goal, was to be known. And once I started to rise, the pressures of being the popular kid, it just became too much. But I thank God I saw then what a lot of stars see later in life. And I started to scale it back. Like, I was just a kid who had dreams of being on TV, being in movies. And it was just like, yo, if Steve Urkel can do it, I can do it. You know? Like, if Gary Coleman can do it, I can do it. So my mom, she started signing me up for things. Extras in movies. The first movie that I was in, and the only movie I was in, they cut my scene and it put a damper in, and like, that's effed up. I spent 8 hours on this set for 2 days and my scene gets cut from the Joy Luck Club. I was jaded. I was like, that's how this game is? Then the second movie I should have been in was Beverly Hills Cop Part 3. And since I was so jaded, and my mom was like, hey, they filming Beverly Hills Cop, I'll sign you up. And I was like, nah, I'm good. But I was already a star in my own mind. Locally. And in my brain, I was an international star. Okay, I'm not talking from the grown-up me. I'm talking from the kid head, okay? I made the cover of Sports Illustrated for kids. And I knew that my face, even only for a moment, was seen from here to New York. If the publication went international, hey, I went international without YouTube. Now, of course, I had to share the page. I had to share the magazine cover with 7 or 8 other kids and an actual athlete. But in my mind, I was ascending. They hung this magazine up at the Boys and Girls Club. It was through the Boys and Girls Club that I was able to get this going. I can't even talk right now. I was able to get on the cover of Sports Illustrated for Kids because of the Boys and Girls Club. But it wasn't like I sought out the Boys and Girls Club to get on the cover. I was such a popular kid that the staff at the Boys and Girls Club came to me and asked if I wanted to be on the cover. Like, we would love to have you. And that, like, we would love to have you, that shit goes on to this day. To this day. That there's doors that opened up for me to this day that I have to go, I know this play. If you would love to have me on your team ain't shit but a bunch of users. So, like, yeah, I'd rather just not have a bunch of money and sell my soul and be down here in Black Basterd Video you know. Sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional right now thinking about this shit. Because I have to put the brakes on every damn day and go for what I find happiness in. All right? Some know what I'm talking about, others don't. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all gibberish, and it's just gibberish. F it. You know, when you're speaking about some real stuff, it's really kind of hard to convey what you're trying to, your point. What's your point, you know? My point is, man, I don't know if you guys seen the Nickelodeon documentary, but I talked to my mom about that, and I was just like, that could have been me. That could have been me had I not woken up and saw where that life could lead to. Yeah, so I just put the brakes on at about 13, 14 years old. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not being Mr. Popular anymore. And it was hard to scale back. It was hard, man, because everyone in my city, right, they knew me as such. And I just turned my back on it. There's a piece of me that, I'm telling you right now, there's a piece of me inside that's just like, I wish you just kept on going forward with it. Like in recent years, it's almost like brushing off like when a superhero puts his cape away, and after years he comes out of retirement, he's like, all right, I'm going to get back in the game. That's essentially what I did in 2020. I was like, I'm gonna go for it again. Late in life, I'm just gonna go for it. And it started to happen. The velvet rope started to open up for me. Like immediately. As soon as I put foot to pavement, people weren't saying no to me. I'm 6'3", handsome as hell. I'm a golden boy in my own mind, and to some others. And every time they give me what I want, I start to freeze up. Because I just get terrified as to where this is going to. I'll be honest with you guys right now, man. You're like, you sound very narcissistic. I'm being honest as hell with you. Okay? Do I have to say any more? Do I really have to go into detail about what it's like? I kind of skipped over. Let's go back to my original. What sped me off. It's going to use as a bookend. I went into ends. I should have stayed on M. Monty Python. That's where I went into that direction. Like this song right here, you guys can't hear it, but my guy from the Dr. Pepper commercial and American Werewolf in London dude, I'm making it, something, something, I'm making it. I never learned the words to any songs, I swear. My favorite songs, I never know the words. Yeah, when you start making it and things start just like moving and grooving, you try to ride that wave. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, man? It's terrifying. And you don't need no drug. You can do this stone cold sober and feel high as hell. I don't think y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, you're not really conveying what you're trying to say to us. So you were successful when you were a kid, and then you said, I'm scared, and you crawled right back into your shell. Just like the turtle you had. Yeah, I watched every episode. You told us a story about the turtle. I think the turtle was you. I think you're scared. I actually think the turtle had more guts than you. Why am I doing this? Yeah. I don't think you have any balls. I don't think you have any attitude. I don't think you have any direction. Balls, attitude, direction. That's bad. Time is it? It's time to go, man. I gotta get up out of here, man. My cousin Vinny, F this movie, man. They made us watch this shit in school. RKO classic, my favorite wife. I'm gonna speed through these girls, these ladies, and get up out of here. Yeah. Whatever, man. Hey, my mom and dad have never been together. Like other than when they're yelling at me. Like they come together after like 1,000 years to tell me I'm effing up, right? That's when I see them together, teaming up. But this movie right here back in 1989 was the first time I ever saw them together on a date. Like, mom, dad, me, I felt normal. We went to the Cheapies and saw Naked Gun in 1989. Kaboom, kaboom. All right, I'm going to end it with this one laser disc. Brings me back to my childhood. Brings me back to the good life. When everything was good and pretty and fun. Never-ending story. And that's exactly what this podcast feels like, a never-ending story. Thanks for tuning into the Black Basterd Video Podcast. Sorry my energy was... No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. My energy is what it is, okay? I'm just waking up. The Black Basterd Video coffee hasn't hit, and I don't think it will. Thanks for tuning in.